Hey there, I am Pardoshi, exploring the field of RPA and sharing my learnings with you by making videos. So this video is going to be about dialog activities in UiPath. So we are going to see different dialog activities available under UiPath.system activities. So without any delay, let's get started. Now let me open my UiPath Studio. So again, I don't have any pre-built workflow. We are just going to see how we can use each of them. So now the dialog activities which are there that are available inside the system activities. So if you see over here, there is an option called dialog, and this comes under this particular set of activities. So our dialog activities are present under UiPath.system activities. So on my channel, I already have a video on this custom input activities, which is in invoking an HTML file using our UiPath Studio. So what is done over here is we can use an HTML file that is maybe not hosted on any server or any website, but it is there in your local system. So the video is already there on that. Now the rest of the activities, we can see input dialog, message box, select file, select folder, and tooltip. How they are useful and how and where we can use them, we are going to see all that things in this particular video. Now again, one more activity you will be seeing call out. So this is to display a pop-up when we are using UiPath form. So this also I'm not going to cover in this video because you see once I indicate on screen, I have to drag a drop callout designer, which is available under UiPath.form activities package here. So we are not going to use this. The five activities which we are going to see are input dialog, message box, select file, select folder, and tooltip. So let's start with input dialog. So in the latest update of UiPath, till now what we had is we had only an input dialog option where we used to enter the title, the label, and that's it. We need not give any other options. But here now we have two types of input in input dialog itself. So one is the text box and other is the multiple choice question. So what we are going to see how we can use them. So let me write your email, and then what I'm going to do is please enter your email. This is a text box. Now the output is the result. Label, text must be quoted, but we don't want any value entered. So here we are going to create a variable result. Okay. And we are going to use this message box to display the email ID entered by the user. So it is going to be result. Okay. So let me save this and run the workflow. So this is the text box type of input type we are using in our input dialog. See, you can see the dialog title that came over here, email, and here is please enter your email. So let me just enter my email. Okay. And now this is the message box which is displaying my email ID. So this is the text box feature that is available in input dialog type. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use a multiple choice. Now you see input options separated with, you can see there is a semicolon. So what we are going to do is here we are going to write it as gender. Please select your gender. So till now we didn't have this option to give user multiple choices as an input. We were asking from the user, but if you know, like there are specific things like maybe selecting the age range, maybe selecting the gender or something like that. So in that case, we can use this directly. Now your male semicolon, female semicolon, other. So here we are going to separate it using a semicolon. Now again, what we are going to do is we are storing the value in the result. So whatever options these users select, we'll be seeing that in our message box. So let me run the workflow and see whether we are getting the desired output or not. Now you see here there are radio buttons available, we can select any one of them, you see. So this is a multiple choice question where we can go only select one. So I'm selecting male, and this is the, so this is a very good feature if we want user. So suppose we want to give him, he is entering two numbers using the text box, and then we want to ask him what operation do you want to perform. So if it selects sum, then we can do the sum. If it selects multiplication, multiplication, division, the division. If he selects all, then we can have a switch case after this input dialog. So whatever operation he enters, we can take that output and perform the further task. So this is how we can use input dialog in two ways. One was the text box and the second was the multiple choice. Now let me delete this. Okay, so let me keep this particular thing. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use a select file activity. Now in this, we select a file. Now you can apply the filter. If you want only to select specific files, you can use that. You see star dot star. So these are the, we are specifying that we can select any type of files, but if you want the user to select only PDFs or something like that, you can even give that. In path, we are going to give the result, and here I'm going to print the result. So now whatever file I select, it will display the complete path of it to me. So let's see what we are getting in the output. So this is a very simple, easy to understand activity. Now it will open the folder option for me to select a file. Okay, so I'm going to go to, okay, let's go to UiPath. Let's select any one of them. Okay, so this is the file that I'm selecting. Now you see all files star dot star, asterisk dot asterisk. Now you see I have the complete path of that file. So I need not go and select the thing. I directly have an option to select the file and I will get its path. So this is how you can use the select file activity to get the complete path of a specific file. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use a select folder. Here again, we are going to print the result. So this time I have to select a complete folder and it will give me a path of that. So let's run it. And if you saw, like while observed when we were running the select file activity, it was not letting me able to select a complete folder. So this is the folder that I want to select, Chrome extension. So you see, when I select just documents over here, it disables this OK option. If I select this, it gives me the option. So I'm going to select GitHub and OK. Now my complete part of my folder is also displayed. So this is how we can use select folder activity. So if you want your user to select some folder and take that output and move that file or copy that file in your process, you can use select folder activity. Now the last and a pretty interesting activity is a tooltip. So now suppose if some web automation process is getting executed, and let's assume maybe it is attended or maybe it is unattended, how we can use this tooltip. So now tooltip, let's first read the description about it. Displays a pop-up with a title and a text for certain amount of time on a specified UI element. So if suppose I'm clicking on submit and I want to display a pop-up submitted successfully, so we can, for that cases, we can use tooltip. Now content is going to be, we are using tooltip activity. Okay, the UI I'm going to indicate it, and the title I'm going to keep it as tooltip. Very simple. Now if you see the duration until the pop-up is automatically closed, whatever duration we will give, it will close after that time. But if we don't give any duration, it will not close, it will stay as long as no one is clicking it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate the screen, and I'm going to indicate my desktop only. So when I run the workflow, and if it encounters this particular UI element, it will display to me that particular usage tooltip. So our title is tooltip and our content is we are using tooltip activity. So let me run it and we'll see how the tooltip actually looks. So I haven't minimized that, but you see over here, it has displayed me a pop-up. We are using tooltip activity. So if I'm not clicking on OK, it will stay for an infinite amount of time if I have not defined the duration. So I'm going to click OK, and this is how we can use tooltip to, maybe when we are submitting something successfully, we'll show this pop-up and for a certain duration of time, and then go further for other processing. So this were the set of dialogue activities which we saw in this particular video. Let's do a quick recap of all the activities we saw. The first one we saw was input dialogue, in which we saw two ways of taking the input from the user. One was text boxed, one was multiple choice question. The second we saw was message box along with that. Then we saw select file, how to get a complete file of the selected file and the selected folder. Then we saw tooltip activity, which shows us a pop-up for a certain duration of time while doing automation. So thank you for watching the complete video. I hope you explore some different set of activities and learn something new. Please do subscribe to my channel, Parth Doshi Learning by Doing, if you haven't done that yet, and stay tuned for more interesting videos. Thank you.